We are. My preview thing's wonky. I think we're live. Let me verify that we are here on YouTube and that the sound's working just fine. I see it. I see it going live. Got an ad. Those darn ads. I tell you. There we go. And the sound. All right. Good enough. I think. Is it loud enough? Is it a little quiet? Let me know. All right. If you're watching this in the future, guys, you're missing out. You should be joining us live every Tuesday, Thursday for some mock drafts. Also, you can go up on my website if you want my updated rankings. They're always up to date. As up to date as I am up to date on them. So www.theffforge.com. There's also some bar sheets up there if you'd like to use that in your draft. Nice single sheet with all my positional rankings on it. That gets updated about once a week, not as regularly. But yeah, why don't we? If you're here to watch the mock draft, just scoot on ahead. And when you see the board on the screen start to fill up, then you know that the mock draft has begun. I feel like I'm off-centered. What do we got to do here? This way? Why does it feel wonky? That looks better. That's a little more centered. All right. And while we wait for some people to show up, let's do some news stuff. There's news. As of like 23 minutes ago. What up, Michael? Najee Harris back running, doing drills at Chargers practice. Metro. Terrible Metro. Metro, do you want in on the league? We got 12 people. I can turn it to 14-team league. You can get in on it. I got like the number 2 draft spot, so you're going to screw me on that, but it's okay. I forgive you. Okay. Let me change. Let me hop in there then. We'll do that right away. And I have a friend who can be a 14th if we don't end up getting a 14th. Team league size. League settings. Teams 14. Did that update? I don't feel like it did. There we go. Now it updated. And the link to it is somewhere on here. Right there. Right there. Copy. Incoming Metro. Okay, so there is a league chat right here on Sleeper. So everybody can chat in the league chat. There is, the draft time is up there, September 2nd, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, since everybody that's in the league has, for the most part, been able to make it to these, and that's just 2 days before the season starts. I thought that seemed like a good time to do it. Pick out Nor Flacco to play versus the Eagles. Yeah, you don't start your starter, and Pickett's still going to be injured, and Samson, and the other D name, your other quarterback, the one drafted in the 3rd round. Can't think of his name right now, but he might play. I assume they're hopeful that he'll play. Is that about right? Nice showing by Sanders though. So Metro, that link should work for you. How am I logged into that? All right, hold up. One moment. That's the link, Metro. That is an really old account that I created once upon a time. I don't know why it's logged into that. So, one moment. Let me get logged into my account. Yeah, it's logged into that. I'm surprised it let me start the stream and everything while logged into that. I must have misclicked something. Oh, got a notification. Just to reply okay, let me refresh this page. Off to a good start on the stream. Entertainment value max here. Pop out chat. Maybe that's why my preview was acting all weird. Yeah, you know what? The link might not have worked because it wasn't sent from my account. So I'll have to hit send again. Boom. Now there is a link. So that'll get you in the league. You can be Team 13. I will redo the draft order since we're moving on from 12 to 13. Gabriel to start, Sanders to finish the game. Okay. That makes enough sense. You want to get Gabriel a good look. Sorry for being an advocate and then abandoning this. That's absolutely perfectly fine. I know you did your draft as well. You were up in the mountains with no service or internet. Nice. What? Well, I don't want to ask you what mountains, but that sounds like fun. Did you have a good time? Yeah, now you got the link. This is a real league. Nope. This is a mock draft. You're good. We're going to do our league, listener league draft on the 2nd of September. So you're good, Big Rice. You can just join on in. This should be a mock. Top team, happy VR. Yeah, I mean, as far as I know, this is a mock, and if it were a real league, well, then I guess maybe I won't delete it. You could follow the team just for the fun of it. Yes, welcome on in, Big Rice Ball. New name, appreciate you. So I'm going to go over some news. It usually takes a little while for people to get in. Sometimes we have to start a little bit shy on the first one as people come in while we're mocking on the first one. Gonna go, wow, water spraying everywhere. Gonna go 12 team, half PPR. Very interesting style team, the team that you drafted. So 12 team, half PPR for this mock. I need a practice. I got a mock on, I believe it's Saturday. It could be Sunday, but I believe Saturday that I need a little practice for from the 11 spot. So we'll see how that goes today. So I was saying, Najee Harris returned, doing some drills at Chargers practice, so that's good. There's another bit of Chargers news that's really not news, but of course makes people say things. So offense coordinator Greg Roman on if Najee Harris isn't back by, if he is not back by week 1, his quote is, "There will be a rotation no matter what happens. The day of the one running back taking every rep, it's kind of gone the way of the prehistoric creatures." And I mean, that shouldn't really change your thoughts on anything. That's no surprise. I mean, I certainly don't give any running back every carry. Of course, what matters is how heavily is the split. But not overly concerned by that comment, really, at all. Big Rice, pick wherever you want to in here. Randomization I was talking about for the league. That, are you in here yet, Metro? Okay, Big Rice, you joined. So, yeah, you're 13th right now, Big Rice. You are obviously welcome in the league. Just please participate. There is a $10 Amazon gift card on the line for the winner of the league. So, as long as the winner is somebody who participates. If the winner happens to be somebody who doesn't change the lineups all season, well, then I'll give it to second place. But yeah, but I will be redoing that draft order then, because I randomized it once, just clicked the button just kind of to see what it was, and then I was like, well, that's it. And I actually got, did I get the first pick? No, I got the 4th pick, which I really like that spot, so, oh well, I'll have to re-randomize it. Yes, very high stakes, Big Rice, but hopefully it'll encourage people to, stay participated in the league. So this is I've done a larger league, but that league was split up into 2 divisions where the player pool was separate for both division, actually. That was an in-person league, literally met every week, really old school league that had been around since, I don't know, the 90s, 80s. With a bunch of old dudes and and then the old dudes' sons, as the other old dudes died or passed their teams along. So that was a fun league, but that's still, I don't think that broke out to the equivalent of 14 team either. And that was a no points per reception. It was like a touchdowns only league. I mean, I think I can randomize it right away. Let's see here. It's somewhere in here. Gonna randomize it. There it is. So now I'm picking from the 9 spot. Sheila still got 5th. She wanted 1st. She had like 2nd. She's going to be a little upset at that. There we go. That is our official draft order. Hopefully. Should be. There's the only reason I'd change it is if somebody has to drop out of the league and the league size has to change. And I don't want to go more than 14. I think it starts to get cumbersome at higher leagues. What I might... I'll probably keep the amount of roster spots the same, but I might reduce it by 1 just to help make it a little bit easier for waiver wire stuff. But also, too bad, so sad, maybe. We'll see. But it's half PPR. Go check out the scoring stuff. I went over that previously. It's pretty darn basic. No bonuses or anything like that. I don't like that stuff. And it is 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, 4 flex, and I don't... You're supposed to have a tight end on your roster, though, at all times, at least. You don't need to start one, but on your roster. And I will announce that on draft day again. Unless I decide to not care about that. Then I'll announce that. Never mind. So, let's see. Other news. Vikings confirm Rondale Moore out for the season. Not fun there for him. Todd Monken talking about Daniel Falele. Something. Romeo Doubs. This was one of the bigger bits of news from today. Exits with a possible injury from Packers practice. So Matthew Golden's stock going to continue to skyrocket, I tell you. Tyrod Taylor doesn't matter. Running back Tyrion Davis-Price signed by the Green Bay Packers. Shouldn't really matter for anything, though. Camp body for the most part, most likely. Brevin Jordan injured. No fun there. Another big piece of news from today. James Cook, running back for the Buffalo Bills, of course, returned to practice after holding in. And prior to that, head coach Sean McDermott had said things have changed, and then there was more to that quote. But seems like there's been some advancement in their talks, and they're on the same page as of right now, so that's good. Another big bit of news, Jordan Love had a procedure on a ligament in his left thumb. He's a right-handed quarterback. Should pretty much heal anyways by the time that the season were to start, but maybe it lingers a little bit into the season. The one interesting thing that I heard about that is maybe they'll hand the ball off to his right side more than his left side for the first 2 weeks of the season. Would be about it. Heading to Europe on Friday. And that's fine. I have an emergency, so just, preferably just let me know in chat. Just say, hey, sorry, had to dip out of this. Not going to be able to draft on it. September 2nd is the draft time. It's a big ball of rice. Where did you end up? 10th pick. All right. Quite start. I think Sheila was planning on coming today, so we'll see. Where was I? On the news. I think those are the big bits of news. I'm going to reorganize this by hot. See what the people have been talking about recently. Or maybe... Sure. All right. See if anything else pops out. Travis Kelce admits acting and being an entertainer impacted his NFL performance these past 2 years. Haven't been to my standard. And I think we've seen that impact others too. When they get more involved on the media side of things, their play sometimes takes a little bit of a back step. Odell Beckham said that he's not done. He is still currently a free agent. Wouldn't be too concerned about his addition to a team, but hey, people might get excited. Ravens tried out running back Boston Scott. He's back and healthy, so good for him. Is there any other news? We're back 11 hours. Let's at least get back to DJ Moore and lining up in the backfield. Just do it all and attack it. All right. bunch of clips. Come on. Shadow Sanders. Oh, I haven't talked about this yet. Matt Stafford was supposed to be doing practice yesterday. Still hasn't practiced as of today. Michael? Yes, we can. Just double checking some of the news here. All right. Gonna be not a lot of people in this one. So let's get going, guys. I'm starting it. Are you ready, Michael? Sounds like you are. Sounds like you are. So I'm just going to start it. You got a minute to make a pick. Let's roll. There we go. That's a pick. That's how you do it. Metro up on the clock. Metro not in here. Oh boy. I'm going to go shower for maybe 3 to 4 minutes. But I should make it by mid-draft. Oh, Metro. All right, we're going to auto that one. Wait, I can pick for Metro. Metro's going to take CeeDee Lamb. Then we got Barkley, Bijan, Gibbs, Jefferson, Puka, Henry, Big Rice Ball on the clock. Where do we go? Kind of right on that preface of where the first tiers of guys might be gone, depending on what you think about players. So I definitely like some guys here. I'm going to try something. Let's try it. Christian McCaffrey. Genty London go. Achan. That was the plan. Let's see how the receivers look. If this were full PPR, that'd be even better. Nico, Brian, Thomas. Big play hunt in there with Nico and Thomas. In a good way. In a good way. Not like a 8th round way. All right. Any surprises yet? Not too much. Lamar going at Team 3. Metro back on. Let's see here. I don't want to give Metro this pick, but I'm gonna. Because I'm so kind. You gonna go with Chase Brown, baby. Michael back on the clock. Went Jamar Chase. Did I take your man? Thinking about it. What are you looking at? Kyron Williams, Hampton, Ladd, JSN Higgins. I think you like MHJ, don't you? JSN it is. Over Ladd McConkey. I think a slight mistake, but not the biggest mistake. And Ladd. Hey, there we go. Wide receiver strong. Got that flex spot filled up. So Lamb, Brown, could follow that up with Williams or probably Williams. Probably go running back again here for you. That's not what I wanted. I want to set Williams. Give Metro a moment to get back before I pull the trigger. Nope. Kyring it is. Then T. Higgins, Trey McBride going here early in the 3rd. Allen going mid-portion of the 3rd. Tyreek, Wilson, Harrison went wide receiver. Could go Cook, Hall, Hampton. Probably the top 3 are the top 3. Could go quarterback. Could go tight end. At this point, I have DK Metcalf as my highest receiver there, which might be the way I'll have to go because I went running back. DK concerns me a little bit, but so do all of the other guys around there. Do I want a 3rd running back? Yeah, see, I think this makes sense to do. So, well, we'll see how it works out. I go James Cook. Daniels Evans, I probably could have looked at. Shoot. I probably should have gone wide receiver tight end. But I didn't, and it's okay. I got a flex spot there. DK. Come home. Ball of rice. Hampton was your decision before, by the way. Nice. I would almost agree with that. I have Cook ahead of Hampton, I think. Yeah. Big rice ball. Making decisions. Probably thinking about Kittle. Probably thinking about which wide receiver do I want here? Or do I just stack up another running back? Kamara, I like. James Conner. Walker's, of course, a risk, but should be good. Burrow, available. Goes with Kittle. Adams, Walker, Kamara, Hubbard, Conner, all makes sense. A little bit of a backlog, I think, of running backs. Kind of made it. And they go. A lot of us with pretty heavy running backs going on. Metro is potentially eyeing up that quarterback spot. I think Metro's going to like that quarterback. Let's do it. Metro gets Joe Burrow. Might go with his 3 wide receivers. Does he like the running backs? I think you can get by on him. Tight end and quarterback tier didn't make it to him. Will he reach? Or will he grab 2 good running backs? Taking the shot on Joe Mixon. Hopefully it works out fine. Could work out really well. And I'll go Harvey and David Montgomery. Metro back in here taking DJ Moore. Metro, did I do okay for you? Are you okay with that start? Big rice ball. And then Metro leaves. Metro's picking his team from the bathroom. Added Patrick Mahomes to the roster. I'm not mad aside. That was a me pick. Well, they were all a me picks, but I think you'll be okay with CD. I know you maybe wanted running back there, but you got Chase Brown and Kyron Williams at running back. So this is where I go probably Pickens and probably Ridley, because that's what I do here. Boom. 3 running back, 3 wide receiver to start. Oh, okay. So weird. So weird, Metro. Get your ish together. You Minnesotians. So prehistoric. Yeah, I used to have family. I think maybe north of the city. The city of Minnesota. Minneapolis. I can't remember exactly where they lived. Actually, I still have family. I have family in Minneapolis. Metro's back on the clock, though. I'm going to have to get back in here. Oh. Aren't you a Vikings fan? Well, wait to answer me. You'll be up on the clock in a second. Taking Tony Pollard around the turn. I like that. That'll help mitigate any potential down, Dave Montgomery, you're mixing, not living up to the draft position. Pollard should pick up just fine for them, I think. Waddle, nice pick. My boy Chris Olave going to Team 4. Travis Hunter's stock sure has risen as of late. Not for no reason, but it really has. And Swift. There we go. All right. I think you can get by on that. You got the three wide receivers there. I like the team a little better now. I just would have, but I couldn't have gotten away with it. I just would have drafted him in a different order. Well, I wouldn't draft Joe Mixon. He's kind of off my board. Mayfield, Bo Nix going here. I'm surprised how much the fantasy league has quickly accepted Bo Nix. It's a really good defense, so I just think his ceiling's, limited there. Also, given his receivers and everything, I think he's going a little too high, but I like him. Jacoby Myers, 7th round, nice pick. Odunze. And I think we can still wait there, and definitely can wait there, which means, what do we want? Ricky Pearsall, golden. Brian Robinson is probably my dude here. Yeah, I think I can get away. Debo, Andrews, and I'll take the chance on a golden here. See what we get from that. Then Diggs goes. Rice with 4 quarterbacks. Yeah, Charbonnet as your RB2 right now. Not going to get anything from Charbonnet early. So let's see how you build your team. It can still be built here. There's some players that are going to get some decent amount of work still late. That you can use in a 0 RB or a semi-hero RB strategy, low RB strategy. I don't know what to call this. Taking the players you want strategy. Warren Joku going tight end rush. Joku, of course, makes sense, Michael. What do we do? Jaden Reed. And if, just in case you're not aware, Jaden Reed is currently questionable for week 1. Now, you don't need him week 1, so that might work just fine. Or hopefully you don't need him week 1. I think 4 flex spots. Why? Because that's how I wanted to do it. 14 team because of you. 14 team because of you. If you had showed up last week and been able to join in when it was 12 teams, we would have been good. But I'm not going to deny you, specifically you, a spot on the roster. So it's 14 because of you. I like 12 better. I think that's a nice sweet spot. I might add Jaden Higgins onto this. And then, yeah. Yep. Well, I gotta not forget. I have other positions I need. I'm gonna push it. God. Tank, come join me. I might have just moved Ramondre up ahead of Tank. Let me quick check my running back rankings. Nope, not quite. Very close. And I don't know, is Jordan Mason still available? Probably not, right? Okay. So I do have Mason over him. Then I will go Kincaid here. Because I have 4 flex spots. Because that's... Are NFL teams required to have a certain amount of running backs and wide receivers on the field? No. They can put a running back over in a wide receiver slot. Why do we limit ourselves so strictly? And it's stop exaggerating this. It's 4 flex spots, is it not? Yeah, it's 4. Come on. Trying to make a mockery of it. Big rice ball, 15 seconds left. Looking at them running backs. Ramondre, you got to go Ramondre here. He's going to give you some starting workload that you need. Oh, you went Jordan Mason, though. That was a good pick, too. And then Ramondre. Okay. say Ramondre or take or Austin Eckler. Get one of those guys who's got a guaranteed workload. The draft order is set there, Metro. I just randomized it a little bit earlier. You are picking from the 7th spot. There goes Higgins. I wanted a Higgins. I didn't get one. Metro on the clock here. Went Juwan Jennings last time. Nice pick. I like that. Tyler Warren prior to that. Got Caleb Johnson, Kyron Williams, Chase Brown. Probably want to add Jaden Blue. Beautiful. Love the running backs. Love them. CeeDee, DJ Moore, Waddle, and Juwan Jennings. All right. I'm concerned about DJ Moore. I like that Joe Burrow pick. Nice pick there with Joe Burrow. He looks like he was probably the best player available there. All right, that's a fun roster. Especially early on, I do like what Michael ended up doing. Other than that, I think he might have overpaid for David Montgomery, but might have gotten a little bit of a deal on Pollard, so it works out just fine. You play the ADPs. Joe Mixon, I think, might end up being a wasted spot, but hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'm definitely not rooting for that. And Michael screws me over and takes Dak Prescott. Thanks, Michael. You're a jerk. You're watching too much of my stuff. Just kidding. I don't know if you watch him at all. You're drafting with me too often. And Keon Coleman, which not a bad shot to take. That's for sure. Metro add Nick Chubb there. I'm not so sure about that anymore. I'm not. Tyjae Spears going here. He's probably going to fall a little bit. Rice back on the clock. Got his running back. Got his tight end. Got his quarterback. Just going to stack up those running backs and plop in a wide receiver at some point. Caleb Williams, Jordan Love went. You know what? I'm still in the same tier here, though. But I have Trevor Lawrence, I believe, ahead of Fields. So what I'm going to do, actually, is I'll still go Fields. Trey Harris, Burden, and I'll add Lawrence onto that. Man, how low is this man that I'm looking for? There he is. Big Rice Ball. Went Mims last time. We'll see. He's one of those guys where I have him ranked in the spot, but I just don't feel comfortable with him. But you never know. Same with Rashid Shaheed. Just, ugh. Grab a Kyle Manangai. A Manangai believer. By the way, Metro, did I have you confused with somebody else? Are you not a Minnesota fan? Vikings fan? Or are you a Vikings fan who lives in Carolina? Taking a chance on tootin'? You gotta be tootin' me. Jerome Ford somehow still available. See, this is a roster. This should have been Jerome Ford, I think. Or take a shot at Dylan Sampson, or both. Or Braylon Allen. Gonna get some work. Just personally. That's what I would have done late. I would have taken such a long shot of Manangai. As much as I like him, he'll be available on waiver wires. You don't really have to pop off on him unless you live in Green Bay area. Joseph, this is not best ball. This is just redraft practice mock drafts. So if you want in, we'll do one more. I can move it down to 10 team if you guys would prefer that. Ultimate, I talked about your team along the way. I do end up liking the start of it. I'm very concerned about Joe Mixon, but I'm not going to dog you too much for the pick. Obviously, Njoku has some good upside. I love Dak Prescott. Jaden Reed, the injury thing, might come off to a slow start, but you got these 3 wide receivers right off the bat. So hopefully that won't matter. And then took a couple of shots at some wide receivers. Took a shot at a tight end there late too. So I don't think Tootin's going to matter this year. I don't think Tesla is going to have enough work to matter, but with an injury or something, obviously that could change. Coleman, of course, has that upside. And I don't think that Reed's going to be real reliable. But I like your start quite a bit. I like your team. And for me, I'm going to finish it off with Torrey Horton. We're going to take a deep dive here. I have Jack Bash ranked higher than him, but just a little shout out to Torrey Horton. Getting a lot of buzz lately, rightfully so. And I never had him too low in my rankings, but I did think they would probably have MBS on the field over him, but he seemingly has just won that wide receiver job at this point, so that's great. So I enjoyed my roster, personally. Big Rice Ball, I talked about pretty much all of your picks. Ended that off with Brenton Strange, which you will never start over George Kittle. So when I draft one of these top tight ends, I don't bother drafting a backup tight end or a backup quarterback like you didn't. But everybody, does things a little bit differently. And Metros, how did you land this puppy? Drake May, Roman Wilson, another one of those that I like to take a shot on late. So overall, I'm a big fan of the roster. My only hiccup, really, is DJ Moore on your roster. And Tyler Warren, I don't know that he'll be a difference maker, but, we're in that point of the draft, so I'm not going to dog you on that. So, and Nick Chubb, the news just hasn't been good on him. So I probably would have gone Eckler there. Or if you're looking for an upside, a Ray Davis or Benson. If you're looking for somebody who, if they get the shot, they'll be good to add to your roster, which you could go either route there in terms of what type of player. You went Nick Chubb, which, I was higher up on earlier on in the offseason. With Dak, but he might have a floor at least. I just don't know how good it'll be. What makes Dak different this year compared to last? Well, that was his worst year ever, Joseph, last year, and he got injured and everything. And he's got George Pickens now to add into the fold, so he's got a stronger group. And the defense is probably worse, so probably going to have to pass a lot more. And the rushing attack is what it is, which, kind of was what it was last year, but there's a chance it's worse than last year. So Dak Prescott historically has been very, very good, top 10, top 7 finisher almost every time on a per-game basis. He does very good. Very well, I should say. So there we go. Let's get out of this draft. We'll start another one up. I see Parker Bledsoe. What's up, Parker? How you doing, my man? I think that's a new face. If you've been around, appreciate you. If you haven't been around, welcome in. And I appreciate you for stopping on in. I'll read you that in a second. I just got to get my head straight. Also, we finally got the ad issue fixed. That a boy, Metro. See, you can fix things. I would make a joke about Carolina being backwards, but I already tried that with Minnesota. So, Parker, what do you think about my team? Hurts, Bijan, Hampton, Neighbors, Ladd, Evan Ingram, Rice / Waddle? Why is it Rice / Waddle? Okay, so you got Hurts at quarterback. You're set at quarterback. You got Bijan, Hampton. I guess these are just your starters, so that's like your flex spot. Yeah, okay. So not giving me the whole roster, which is fine. Bijan, Hampton, Neighbors, Ladd. Yeah, I mean, I like it. Evan Ingram isn't like my top choice, but he should be fine. He should get targets and everything, give you that floor. So I can't harsh the mellow too much on him. I was higher on him earlier on in the offseason, and I've just been kind of talked out of it, talked into maybe some others. But so I don't ever, I haven't ended up with him. But I can't hate it. Rice / Waddle. So I'm higher up on Waddle now than I have been a lot of offseason, and I might even get a little bit higher up on him yet. So he's been getting really good camp news, so that's nice. And you pair that with Rice whenever he comes back. So your wide receivers are obviously great, and it's a really strong start to the running backs. Hopefully Hampton will be great. Worst case scenario, I think he still should be fine as an RB2. You might have overpaid for him a little bit, but I mean, you got Neighbors, Ladd, Hurts. It's a good roster. I like it. I assume that's 10 team. Depending on the amount of teams too, it gets better or worse. 8 team, I don't know. I would say probably a little weak for an 8 team, maybe. 10 team, yeah, it feels like a 10 team, and it feels like one that overall I like. Let me get you a link into this one, fellas and or ladies, if Sheila showed up. Sheila had been slacking lately. Let me tell you. Just like Metro was slacking last week. Used to dynasty values? Yeah, and that's of course different, and there is an adjustment, and that's what we do for these things for. Like, you don't have to like your roster. The thing, like that last one, I just figured, hey, let's try if I go, was it running back there, and see if I like it. And I end up liking it just fine. I end up finding myself liking actually going fairly running back heavy in the early rounds. Fine, even though I like a lot of late running backs, just because I really don't love the wide receiver options once we get into that like third or second tier, depending on how you want to break them out. And then I do like quite a bit of the options going from like 6th to 8th round, depending on 10 or 8, 12 team. But for 12 team, I was pretty happy with my last team. Happy too in the sense of, yeah, it could end up sucking. If H-An ends up, well, if Tua ends up getting injured or H-An ends up getting injured, that was, obviously help sink the team. If McCaffrey gets injured on top of that, like, it could end up sucking, but at least I got players that I really liked. Okay, so Parker, you want to go 10 team, it sounds like. Are you going to get on in here, Parker? No, you were saying, sorry, that was an answer. But do you want to get on in here, Parker? Or did you just want to come in and ask a couple questions? I think Sleeper is on something. They have 4 players going before the number 3 overall pick. It's ADP. Averages work like that, Metro. Or they can work like that. But I'm looking at all, and I only see 3. Actually, I only see 2, because this is 3.1. There's only 2 players that are guaranteed to go in the top 3. Guaranteed, on average. Yeah, the I don't know exactly what they have 4 players going before the number 3 overall pick. I think it gives you that line, right? So it's giving you that line or whatever. But yeah, the player order and these numbers are all ADP. So like, there's 6, top 6, 7, only 7 top 8 players, by average, because then you start to get a little bit wild on who people want. Okay. Yeah, so they're just showing you the line of like who they believe to be available. Looks like Michael will not be joining us again. All right, so it might just be a slow night. Let's get to this. I'm gonna move the draft settings. I'm gonna move this to 30-second timer. Do you want half PPR or full PPR, guys? Which one would you rather practice on? Let me know. And I'm just gonna go to 30 seconds on the timer, so we'll get this flowing on through. Quiet night. Usually Thursdays are the more quiet nights. Full PPR, 30-second timer. Get your engines ready. Metro going to be coming up first. Hey, all of a sudden, a few people coming in. I didn't pick a spot yet. Where should I go from? Should I start? I'll go around this turn. All right, Nick at Night. What a name. I love it. Michael, I went somewhere. Spugs joining on in. Suddenly. And a rash of people I'm not familiar with. I love to see new faces. That'll help to change up the draft order some too. I'll give it, let's give it to 9:15 here. I'll start this in about another 30 seconds or so. I don't really know how long ago the clock ticked to 9:14, so could be 59 seconds as of when I said that. Are we always far apart? I don't want to be far apart from you, Metro. We will be drafting pretty close in our real draft. You're 7 and I'm 9th. Your freaking fault. I was 4th. You're going to have to apologize to Sheila, too. She was 2nd. She wanted 1st. Now she's 5th. All right. It looks like we're pretty set. Spugs, Metro. Ethan, get your engines ready. Because we are going. 30-second timer on the clock, so it's going to be a quick one. I'm sorry. All right. I hope you guys aren't in here, but I hope you're ready. I'm going to give myself the full 30-second timer before I go. But Ethan's in here. Metro, get your booty on the flow. Gotta get up now. Something like that. Jamar Chase going at the 1-1. Spugs coming in just in time for his pick. Attaboy. You love to see it. Spugs, I think you've been around in one of these before. Bijan going number 2. Not going to risk it with Saquon. Metro will. Lamb 4. Jefferson Lamb going before. There we go. The computer got it right there. Not by a big margin, but got it right. Nick at night. 20 seconds. Under the gun. 12 seconds. Monra. St. Brown. Taking the safe route. Can't blame a man for that. And Michael with McCaffrey. Wait, wasn't Team 6 a team? Usually I feel like, I thought when people leave that it would like vacate the spot, but it gave it to a computer. That works. Sorry if you didn't mean to leave. If you did mean to leave, sorry you weren't having fun. We'll miss you. So Michael going McCaffrey, I can agree with that. Actually, I do have Gibbs over Caffrey, but I like Caffrey. Puka Achan around the turn. This is full PPR, huh? That could work out very nicely. Hopefully, those Rams players stay healthy. Metro London. Team 2 left 2. What the heck were those? All the names that were random names. Nick at night. That's really weird. I wonder what happened. I wonder what just happened. Irving there. So my turn again. Lad? Lad it is. And Chase Brown. Ooh, I do have Jacobs ahead of full PPR. No, I would take Chase Brown ahead of Jacobs. We're okay. Half PPR, I'd still take Jacobs. I don't know. That might change by draft day. Luckily, I don't think I'll ever have to make that decision, though, for my draft spots. Metro with Jacobs. Guys, was that not weird? Those random draft names coming in here, then leaving, it turning into a computer, and not vacating the spot like normally when people leave, I think. Like, if I were to leave... I don't think there's an option to, like, leave. Odd. I think Sleeper just, like, glitched. This isn't a public board. And none of them were talking in here. And none of them I've seen before. Kyron Brees around that corner. Some concerns about Brees coming out lately. His draft stock, I think we'll probably see that tumbling a little bit before our drafts. I still think that I have him right behind Omarion and Cook ahead of him as well there. So I'm not like going to get crazy low on him, but I always get concerned when I do draft him or have to. Kittle going there. All the tight ends gone. Thanks for taking Ken Walker, because I was thinking about that. So I think I'll go Connor... Jaden? could grab Rashee Rice, but I really don't want him this early in the 5th. Yeah, we'll grab Jaden Daniels again. Had him last year. It was really nice. Of course, I got him much later last year. You know, one more person left, and I believe Mike is someone who has been in here before. Very odd. I still think it's odd, but maybe it's not. Metro, leave. No. Well, at least we started out with some apparent humans. DK Metcalf round the turn for Big Rice Ball. Did they draft like humans? Which teams were they? That was an auto pick. Now they're a computer by now. Tough to tell. They were the early picks. They were aliens. There we go. Taking a chance on Zay Flowers and Harrison to add to London, Chuba, Jacobs, Barkley, full PPR. I've got my quarterback. I don't need that. I do say I did like the workload in the passing game for Travion Henderson. And full PPR, Worthy gets a little bit interesting their early season at least. Yeah, Ridley's going to get targets. I'll go Ridley. I think I like my last team more, but I always like teams more when there's not a quarterback early. I just look at the running backs and the wide receivers. It's still a good roster. Still a good roster. Yeah, probably keep pounding the wide receivers and running backs through the 8th here. Jacoby again. You're a Jacoby fan. Are you a Raiders fan, Big Rice Ball? Tonight's going to be a quicker night. And Odunze. Nope. Just a real one. You just understand that Jacoby Myers is legit. A lot of people don't take him. Caleb Johnson, still available. He's at the end of a running back tier for me, I do believe. So might be... That's what I want to see. No, not quite. I got to get back in here. I was trying to see. Yeah, and Brian Robinson I have right behind him. I've already got 3 wide receivers. I probably need some more wide receiver. Matthew Golden again. Luke. What do you say? Metro, Big Rice Ball. Are you in? If we do another 30-seconder? We'll see, Luke. Otherwise, as you know, Thursdays. Jacoby a goat. Yeah, I mean, he was especially good last year. I was high on him last year because I always like those situations where there's no other receivers. You know, that's why I liked Chris Olave last year. I also thought Chris Olave would be a great system fit, and then there's some weird play calling there. David Njoku around the turn. Probably, yeah, right on that borderline of time to take the quarterback. 10 team, I think you can push it to here, but it's a risk. We'll see. In terms of if you like Brock Purdy and Dak Prescott enough. Metro's in. All right, Luke. Yeah, we'll do a quick one after this. So right now, guys, I feel like this is like one of those leagues where maybe it's very even. I don't like particularly love any of our rosters the most that I've ever loved the roster. And this is 10 teams, so that is like not saying something. And of course I don't mean any offense. Pearsall, Higgins, I'll take another shot. And I think so. I got Ladd. I don't know if I want to add Trey Harris to that, so maybe I'll just go Pearsall. I've probably pushed it too far at tight end. We'll see. Yeah. Should have gone tight end there. Probably. Caleb Henderson, Brown, Connor. Yeah, I probably don't want to go two tight ends. Boys, I don't know. And then Big Rice gotta go Tucker Craft. That's what I was hoping Tucker Craft would fall. That would have made it worth pushing. So close. It's Goddard. Which, I mean, I kind of feel comfortable with. As long as he stays healthy. Ramondre's still around. That's actually a really good late ad there. That makes me feel more comfortable with the 5. Well, it is a 5th running back. Either way. Okay, Henderson and Stevenson, which, okay. Maybe not the best offense to have the backfield locked up on, but for where I got Stevenson, whatever. And Braylon Allen to finish it up. Nice pick there. Nice strong finish there, Big Rice Ball. Yeah, a couple concerns, but overall, nice job. Metro, what'd you do? What'd you do to finish this up? Herbert, Pratt, Dak, Warren. A little risky on the wide receivers. Nice 4 running backs, and you like Tajay. Cool beans. Let's get another one quick on in here. Delete the draft. New one. 10 team. Copy the link. Get on in here. Their link is in chat. Draft settings. 10 team. Full PPR again, unless Luke, do you want half PPR? Let me know. You can pick. Full PPR, half PPR, standard. Do you need another wide receiver or something? Tick, 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 tick. I know it takes, there's a little delay. Is he in here yet? Big Rice Metro's in. Luke, did you dip out? Do you guys want to do another one? We were doing this for Luke, so it's up to you two. Do you actually want to do one, or were we just being nice for Luke? Burgos, what's up? Michael, right? Do you have a new name on here, Mike? Or is that Luke? Down for whatever, don't mind. Burgos getting on in here. Or is that another... We do have a Michael Burgos, but it's a different name. Is that going to be another one that just disappears? All right, I'll start from the exact opposite end. I'll take the 10 pick here. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. See, Burgos. Oh, okay. 3. Yeah, it is you. All right. 2. We had some aliens come in. All right, draft starting. The last mock draft, all of a sudden, like 3 names I've never seen before popped on in here. None of them were talking in chat at all, and then they all disappeared. And it's not like their spots didn't turn into like a CPU auto pick, which I think it normally does when somebody stops drafting. I've never seen somebody like actually outright leave, but they all slowly disappeared. Almost, well, a couple of them quickly, and then 1 or 2 of them slowly. And it was like they were never there. It was like they were a computer the whole time. So I think something happened with Sleeper. I think it geeked out, and like, I don't know what happened. Yeah, man, if you want to edit stuff in the, I think you had talked about that last year, and then we never really got anywhere with it. My email should be in my YouTube channel. I mean, I would be down for that. Shoot. Christian McCaffrey. And Malik Neighbors. All right. Yeah, I mean, that's something I don't really end up doing too often that obviously can help. Got some good views on a few clips that I did do for NFL draft time period. I think brought a couple people to the channel with those. And I only did a few of them. Burgos looking freaking built in that picture, man. Nah, done after this one. Sorry, man. This is our extra speed round that we're doing. So, I apologize. But I appreciate you hopping back on in. Sorry about that, Michael, but come back on Thursday. Gotta stick around if you want to get in the drafts, you know? You left. I understand you got stuff. That comes up. It's Thursday night. Robinson, Bowers, Ladd. If this were full PPR, very nice. Half PPR, still quite nice. I think overpaying for Bowers, but that's a me thing. I am always right on that, but you know, we'll see. Probably still Cook. Yeah, I got Cook 1 spot ahead of Hampton. Otherwise, Kittle's still here. Jaden Daniels. What? Should I do that? Should I get crazy? Let's get weird. Let's go. I don't know. Let's do it. It's practice. Jaden Daniels, George Kittle, a quarterback, a tight end. Luke! I was waiting for you, Luke. Are you on delay? I fear, Luke, that you are quite potentially not live if you've been hanging out. I'm so sorry, Luke. We did this for you, too. We really did. And I was waiting, and I was talking. I've had that happen. Oh, man. Yeah, Luke, Thursday. I mean, guys, we can end this right here. I can just end this. Michael, are you still there? Nino Paint. Guys, let's end this at here. I'll let you guys take your 7th round picks. And then let's get a new one in. Just get a little early mock draft practice in. Actually, I'll just end it like this turn. 6, 7. Yeah. We'll just do the 6th round here. Sutton, Rice, McConkey, Bowers, Bijan. See, then you can walk away from this feeling like you did a really good start. Well, you get you the 2nd spot in the next one. Let's see if it can't repeat it. Metro dipped out on us. It's all good. Okay. Well, let's see. Big Ball, you want to see what you can get around here. So let's get you another pick. Oh, God. RJ Harvey. And... Adams. It's Adams. All right. And Devontae Adams. Oh, you left? Okay, perfect. Oh, so when you leave, it does actually disappear the person. So I don't know what happened before. I guess those people weren't having fun. All right, mock out. New mock on. Let's get your beautiful faces on in here. Let's get this thing done. Link in the chat for all you. And I swear to the living Lord, Luke, you're not in here. I will murder someone. Probably not you, because I don't know you. Draft settings. 10 team. We'll keep it at full PPR unless, Luke, I was trying to ask you if you wanted full PPR or half PPR. I was going to let you pick. I don't know that you still earn that right. But do you want half PPR or full PPR, Luke? This party is for you. I've been 30 minutes delayed. All right, we got Big Rice in here, Burgos, Amon's Drugs, Metro. Luke, is that you? Are you Amon? Big Rice moving to the 3rd spot from the 2nd previously. Was I doing the 10 spotter? We'll do that again. Seemed fun. I don't want to start this too early. So, we got like a minute. Michael's going to come back in here and be like, what the heck? And by Michael, I mean the Ultimate Sports Network. Not Burgos. Luke, are you in here? Don't you dare. There we go. We'll feed from each other. Nino, are you coming in? That's you, isn't it, Nino? Nino, just take the 6th spot if you got the 1-1, yeah. Okay, so Luke, my good lord. What do people do? I don't understand. What's the process? You just come in, you talk, and then you leave? Luke. Yeah, maybe saying something in chat if he's just paying attention to chat. $9.40. It starts at 9:40. We'll give it too much time. Yeah, Nino, do you want it to be full PPR or do you want half PPR? It is currently full PPR. Yep. Currently full PPR, 30 seconds. I think we should change that timer to 10 seconds. We won't. You know what? I'm going to go see quick if my cat wants in. And then we'll go. She did. Well, hopefully she won't be obnoxious and screw our sound up. Alright, no Luke. Let's go, guys. We're starting it. Nino, you're up. 30 seconds. There's a 10% chance if Luke misses this, I end up dying to an unknown cause suspected of being FF Forge. There's a 10% chance that Luke will come in here by the end of the first round and be like, no! Alright, guys. Here's a fun twist for you behind me. Enjoy. Enjoy the guys that you think are coming at a great value you didn't expect to be there at pick 3. I'll never crash out. Bajan, going 3. Jameer, oh my gosh. Metro at 5. Could get Saquon if he wanted. He did want. Amon Jefferson, Puka, Collins, McCaffrey, Genty, Neighbors, Henry, Achan. See, the computer did fine there. Bowers, which we know that some people do. Who we gonna stack? Who we gonna stack with Barkley? Oh, Metro's gonna miss it. Metro was trying to crash it out. Yeah, you were chatting, Metro. You missed out. I can't turn you off of auto. You got Drake London. Mom call. Yeah, you got overloaded. Get back on in here, Metro. You got Drake London. Hold up. Pause. Who did you want? Pause in the draft. Big Rice. 1 moment. Who did you want with that pick? Drake ain't bad. All right, you're sticking with Drake. Resume. Sorry about that, Big Rice Ball. You're still on auto, by the way, Metro. Which means that if it comes to you, it's just gonna go. Big Rice Ball on the... Oh, Jacobs at the last second. Which means I will go A.J. Brown. Haven't gotten him in a while. Welcome back to my team, A.J. Okay, and I went to taking BTJ from Burgos. That would have just been mean. So I do have Chase Brown ahead of these other two. I got a Chase Brown, JT, Kyron. So, I'll follow my order. See, I like that start. Nino went with the quarterback, testing out the early quarterback. Will you like it or not? Rashad Jacobs McConkey. And this is full PPR, so all the better for Chase Brown, all the less better for A.J. Brown. All the better for CD. Probably. But George Pickens might take a little bit of that away. Daniels Kittle. Hey, that's what I did last time there. Team 10 copying me. And I had McCaffrey. The only thing different was I had... Was it Achan? Did I go McCaffrey, Achan around that turn or something? Maybe it was McCaffrey Neighbors. That kind of sounds right. McCaffrey Neighbors. Burrow into 4th. I think he's worth it compared to where you get the other guys. Hampton. I tried telling you were on auto. Big Rice Ball. Always taking it down. Hurts. Take the last quarterback that's worth it. The tight ends are gone. The quarterbacks are gone. I don't love wide receivers at this point in the draft, though I do have DK ranked right up here. Oof. I don't love this board. I don't like it a little bit, even. I did follow it, though. I do have Brees highest amongst them, and then I have James Conner. Well, Alvin Kamara, then Connor. But you went Kamara. DK, Connor. Full PPR, Connor's actually pretty good, but DK has a chance at being really good for PPR. We'll see. What are you doing, cat? If you weren't deaf, I could yell at you. Stop it. She wants to go back out. All right, we'll get her back out. James Walsh. What's up, James? Is this the James Walsh? The writer of, do you do, James Walsh? I think that's the name. Do you do, content for the actual NFL draft by any chance? 12-man, full PPR. I have first pick normal draft this year, moving to Dynasty next year with this year's draft. Okay. So Dynasty League. But yeah, I got you. Sorry, no. Do you know who I'm talking about? All right, I got to do my pick and chase. How should I draft 2.2? So I do have videos on that, depending on your league. Are you a 10-team, 12-team league? We'll take George Pickens here. I might have done that in a different order. We'll see. Yeah, I think I would have. Might have done that in a different order. I think I have Pollard next. Or RJ Harvey's gone, or is he available? Gone. Pollard. 12-man league. So like I said, I do have, so this is a video that just came out on Monday for first through fourth pick strategy. But, starting chase, of course, 2-12-3. Let me pull up my actual sheet on that. So, 12-team, early round draft strategy. Hold up. Let's get my numbers sheet on that pulled up. Second round. I think you probably go a running back around there. Chase Brown, if he's available there, I definitely pop off on Chase Brown there, especially if it's full PPR. I think can't miss. And then I like Ladd McConkey a lot. If you're a little bit too nervous on Ladd, you might double up on running back there. And then probably wide receiver, running back, and then wide receiver is about how I would do it for those first, 7 rounds. That's how I plan on doing it. Now, there's the plan, and then there's the players that are there that you didn't expect to be there that might change your plan, of course. Always be liquid, but Brown, McConkey, if it's full PPR, I'm still for sure going to just take that shot on McConkey, even if I'm a little bit nervous about it. But if it's half PPR and you're nervous about it, you don't love it, it was Jonathan Taylor, Kyron Williams, Chase Brown, 2 of those. Most likely, if Josh Jacobs happens to be available, go that route. If it's Breece Hall, I would probably go with JSN, Ladd McConkey. If A.J. Brown or Drake London are there, however, I'd go that route. I assume I'm on the clock? No, not quite yet. So if Drake London, A.J. Brown are there, probably going that route here. But they're not supposed to be there. Nino, upset I took your Pickens. He's my boy, too. I like that situation. We got a Cleveland fan. Judkins and Judy. Yeah, sure. Let's get Olave back up in here. It's been a little while since I've drafted Olave. Going with ETN. He got all the work this last weekend with the ones. Be interested to see if Tank gets all the work with the ones next weekend. So, James Walsh, did that make sense? Did that help you at all? Do you like that plan? I hope so. B-Rob over Tyrone. I still got it like that. Yep. B-Rob it'll be. Full PPR? Maybe it would have been worth taking the shot on Tyrone there. Full PPR? That might have been the way to go. Or tight end. No, I'm good there. Swing. Well, thanks for stopping on in, Mr. Walsh. In case you're not too familiar with the channel, during the season 2, I don't know for sure about Thursday nights. Probably still be able to do those this offseason. Maybe would have to stop them at some point if job were to get in the way or something. But Thursdays prior to kickoff and Sunday mornings prior to kickoff, you can always come in for any start-sit advice as well. Those are probably my most popular thing. People always got their questions, and they want answers. So we'll go Dak, match stack up with pickies. I so hate this. No, full PPR, Mark Andrews 2. That's worse. I think I can't. Scatterboot, come join me. I didn't have time to think. Who was there for wide receivers? Probably would have liked Jaden Higgins there. The Todd Pettiford Truther. What's up? Todd, just drafted 12-team PPR Dynasty. Can play 3... Oh, you know, Dynasty, I wasn't quite thinking Dynasty with you before, James Walsh, but those names that I said are good Dynasty names, so I don't change my mind on that one. Pearsall Downs combo. What a combo. Just drafted 12-team PPR Dynasty. Can play 3 wide receiver and a flex. Thoughts on the team? Okay. So it is a 3 wide receiver and a flex, I assume. Can play 3 wide receiver. One of them being a flex. So it's just a 2 wide receiver league then. Quarterback Kyler. Running back Cook. Brown. Love that. I hope you have a bench, but you're not giving me that. Wide receiver Nico. London. Evans. Tight end Andrews. Flex DJ Moore. Oh, so it is 3 wide receiver. I see that. Yeah. So I think Evans will probably still at least start the year strong with Chris Godwin and then a rookie, being the other guy there as the main receivers. So I like Nico a lot. I think, London's a really, really safe pick. I love Chase Brown. I like James Cook a lot. I don't think there's any kind of issue with Kyler. I don't end up getting him this year, but that might change with my regular draft because my league hates Kyler Murray, and he always falls really far, and then I have to take him. And he's okay. It's not my pick yet. So he's fine. I have him ranked like 7th, 8th quarterback. I mean, it's fine, especially for where you can get him. You're not overpaying for him. DJ Moore, I'm not in love with. Mark Andrews, I've had him the last 2 seasons. I even got good values of him on the last 2 seasons. Now you can get him super, super late. Like, is he still freaking here? No. So he's fine. I harsh on it too much because I just, I see more upside with some other guys that I have ranked higher than him, so I just want to take those guys. But, of course, he's a really, really good tight end. 12-team? I think that's a good 12-team team. I like it. We'll finish this off with Jaden Blue there. Did I need it? I should have taken... Well, no, I got the 5 wide receivers. We're good. In case Brees Hall sucks. In case Brian Robinson isn't good enough for full PPR. We got Scam and Blue. I like that. All right. You know, I've had teams that I like more. This Brees Hall. Man, do I like Alvin Kamara more than Brees Hall, guys? What do you think? Is Alvin Kamara a better pick than Brees Hall right now? He might be. Less upside, but also maybe not by a lot. Especially full PPR. I think full PPR should have gone Alvin Kamara. But what about half PPR? What do you guys think? Brees Hall, Kamara, half PPR. Where's your heads at? Who are some guys you aren't leaving drafts without? If I've got like a top 6 pick, CeeDee Lamb probably. Yeah, I really like McCaffrey if I can get him. But not leaving without is like George Pickens, just because of the value. So that's kind of like a value question. Right now, Chase Brown, but there's so much heat on that. I think he's probably going to continue to rise. It might get a little rough, but I don't know. It's tough to push him up further. So if I can continue to get Chase Brown, late second, early third, I love that. I still like McConkey a lot, full PPR. I'm still definitely taking the shot on that. So I'm more than happy to come away with him. He was, prior to this, more of a, like, not leaving without. I think DK Metcalf has a chance to be a good value. Not that there's not risk without it. Calvin Ridley, for where you can get him currently, and I've been hearing more and more steam behind his name lately, is a guy that I don't want to leave out with. Olave, I think is potentially a very good value. I'm less high on him than I was previously, but if he falls to the right spot, I'm definitely going to be fine with him. I'm just scanning through the running backs right. Running backs like R.J. Harvey, I probably really, really want. I still think you can compare to like Travion Henderson, who's going to probably continue to go ahead of him. I like that slight bit of value for a guy who I think has a little bit of a better situation in pretty much every regard, actually. Not as talented as Henderson, but the system's really nice for receptions for running backs, feel pretty comfortable with like James Conner for where you can get him. Once again, is really nice. Pollard, I think, is a really good value for where you get him, so I do very often end up with Pollard as well. Dak Prescott's a guy who I'm probably not leaving a draft without with for where you can get him. I once upon a time might have said that about Cam Scatterboo. I think Jordan Mason, Tank Bigsby, both very potentially like promising. We'll see on the Tank Bigsby front if that changes a little bit. But like Ramondre, on the opposite end of Tank Bigsby is ETN. All those guys can be some really nice late values. Does he even get taken here? The Austin Eckler, depending on my team makeup, I can't say that I'm not leaving a draft without him. And then I didn't get him in this draft, but like I loved Trey Harris. But Matthew Golden, I think, is a really, really strong pick for where you can get him. And been some good news lately on Higgins from Jacoby Myers is a solid bet value-wise too. Higgins from Houston. All right, let me catch up. So Kamara for redraft. True Big Rice, good distinction there. Kamara compared to who was it? Brees Hall. Yeah, still would take Brees Hall for redraft purposes over. I mean, for a dynasty purpose or something over. Fields will see Brees Hall wide open and run towards the other side of the field. He actually dumps the ball off to running backs quite a bit. Fields does. Aline Kamara. Yeah, a lot of people saying Kamara over Brees Hall. Interesting. I don't know that would have been the same 2 weeks ago. Metro, Jalen Waddle doesn't want to leave a draft without Jalen Waddle. He's getting a lot of steam. His stock's going to continue to rise probably. I don't mind where you can get him right now. Honestly, I would pick Kamara, especially with the quarterback situation. He might see a lot of targets like last year if he stays healthy. Yeah, my biggest thing is it's a new offensive system there that the target thing could kind of go away, but at the same time, why would it when they have the receiving room that they have outside of Chris Olave? So I get that. Spears getting hurt, again, really kills. I wasn't incredibly high on Spears anyways. I like Spears coming out and everything, but Yeah, he's been quite injured a lot. Been untrustworthy. Yeah, those are a lot of the names that I really like. Oh, I like Dalton Kincaid late, I think, is a really, really, is my guy that I'm probably not leaving drafts without. Sometimes I do because I try to push it too far. Like here, I pushed it, but he made it to me. But like Johnny Smith isn't going to be going in a regular draft here, you know? So that might have been Kincaid with Team 8 if they had wanted a second tight end to Trey McBride, which you don't need to do in 10-team league. Kraft is, a solid value for where you can get him too in drafts. He's always a nice fallback if I don't get Kincaid. Or not always, but often. Sometimes he goes higher. I'm just looking through the running back names. Jaden Blue, really like late as a potential option. And there's some other wide receivers that didn't go in here that I'm not thinking of. Roman Wilson that I'd love to take a last shot flyer on if I'm going to be taking a wide receiver with my last pick for whatever reason, depending on how I drafted. Metro, I agree. I've been preaching about Kamara, Waddle, Warren, and Sampson all offseason. Yeah, Sampson's a guy to take a shot on, depending on how your running back room looks. Definitely far from any kind of guarantee, but could be good. And things looking good for Warren early portion of the season. I assume he'll end up being no better than last year, but at season long he might be better because, once again, first 4 weeks or something, he might be running ahead of Caleb Johnson and get a good amount of work during that time period. Yeah, Troy Horton's a beast. There's one of the names that actually took him in the first draft that we did tonight. I took Troy Horton with my last pick. Tory. It's Tory Horton, by the way, not Troy. Woody Marks, I don't really... small sliver of a chance that it pays off, but if it pays... that chance exists. I don't think it's going to happen, and I'm not particularly high on him. So I do James Walsh. I do real draft stuff, too, for like the first half of the year, January through the draft. I was as high on anybody on Tory Horton and have not really talked about him this offseason, had him still ranked fairly high compared to ADP, compared to ECR and ADP. But I thought that MVS was just going to be the wide receiver 3 for them, but apparently not the case, so I love it. I absolutely love it. Metro meant Tyler Warren. I gotcha. Yeah, you take Tyler Warren all the time. Big Rice, unless things completely change the second year, I think Jets players are more likely to underperform than over. I agree. Just my guess. Yeah, I mean, I think the offense will be better than it was last year to some extent. Passing yards might not literally be higher than they were last year, but they're not going to pass as much. If their defense can be better than they were last year, kind of try to return to form, that will help them to do what they want to do. I think they very clearly want to run the ball a lot, including the quarterback runs, but even with the running backs. Keep the ball on the ground. Don't pass too much, which was what really makes me nervous with Garrett Wilson. And then, have a stout defense. That's their goal. If their defense is a little slippy, it might get a little risky for Breece Hall. And if Breece Hall just isn't the same player he was, which I've heard some people say after watching his preseason that he still doesn't look really back to his old self yet. And he might never, if that's the case. Yeah, I get scared with all New York Jets players. I'm lower on them all to some extent, or if I'm not literally lower on them in my rankings, I'm not trying to get them. This was a case here with Breece Hall where it's shit. That's who it be next up. I guess I'll take him. Somebody like that last year was Travis Etienne, who I ended up drafting, who I didn't really want to draft. So that doesn't always go well. All right, any other questions? Otherwise, I'm going to get on out of here. Excuse me. That wasn't supposed to come out. I do apologize for that. I really got caught off guard by that burp. Hopefully the mic didn't pick it up. It was kind of a baby burp. All right, 10, 9, 8. Get your question in, even if it's half finished, because otherwise I'm hitting end stream. By the way, guys, may the forge be with you. Also the force. 765 4-3. Yeah, Metro. I said it because of you. 3-2-1. Ending the stream. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. I hope to see you Thursday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come join us. Hopefully we get a full room. It's a little quiet tonight. Peace out.